Hi everyone, Bernard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com, and I'm looking at a little new series that appeared on Amazon Prime very recently. It's and it's the second season, so we've had one which it was an odd one, but it was seen to be well received generally, and it's the series called Homecoming, which you may be familiar with, certainly from season 1. 10 episodes from season 1. We're only getting 7 episodes, and they're only small episodes, which it was in season 1, but they're only about 28-minute episodes. So if you take 7 times 28 minutes, you're talking just a little bit more than a big film, really, aren't you? So it's a bit of a binge watch, although it did take me a couple of days, because I did try to watch this when I was very, very tired and missed bits of it and thought, what a load of rubbish. But I used to think that about Forrest Gump, because I remember watching it for the first time ever, absolutely tired, and I must have dozed through half of it. I thought, what a load of rubbish. But then when watching it back again, I changed my mind, and to some extent I did with this Homecoming season 2 as well. It's actually I think the season 1 shown in November 2018, so we've actually got this aired in May 2020, so almost about 18 months or so there's been a little bit of gap between the two. It's a drama thriller, a little bit of science fiction, a little bit of science facts, I suppose. I don't know, a little bit set in the sort of more near future. You know, it's quite on that sort of basis. This season 2 stars Janelle Monáe in the main role. Also stars Sam Esmail, Mika Bloomberg, and Eli Horowitz. And obviously, if you watch season 1, obviously we had Julia Roberts, didn't we? She's actually not in this season 2, but she is one of the executive producers. The plot of this one, well, Jackie, played by the already mentioned Janelle Monáe, finds herself waking on a boat in the middle of a lake with absolutely no clue who she is, where she got there, how she got there, or anything like that. She's just absolutely clueless. Her memory is sort of been wiped. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't know her own name, things like that. So obviously the search, she starts a search to find her identity, and obviously, as you'd expect, Geist Group, which is obviously from season 1, comes into this, and obviously it leads her to there. And obviously this was behind the controversial Homecoming initiative in season 1. So it is a thing that really, you can watch it without watching season 1, but it is probably best watched, because I thought about it when I was watching season 2, and I thought, yeah, it'd be quite interesting actually watching this if you hadn't seen season 1. But overall, yes, please, if you've not watched season 1, please watch that before you watch season 2. Is it any good? Well, yeah, I mean, the season 1, if you look at the season 1, it's actually scored on Internet Movie Database anywhere. The episode scored anywhere between 7.4 and 8.6. So it got an Internet Movie Database rating of 7.5 out of 7, which is pretty good. So that's from Joe Public, that's me and you. But the Rotten Tomatoes rating was the best. I mean, it got a 98% positivity rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and it scored 8.26 out of 10. So it got very much appreciated season 1. Going on to season 2, let's compare that. Rotten Tomatoes, 98% for season 1, don't forget. It's only getting a 48% for season 2, although it does get an overall average of 6.54, which isn't that bad, and that's based on 25 reviews. And it's one of the little quotes, or one of the summations of the Rotten Tomatoes: can't find its way out of the shadow of the first. So they're implying it's obviously not a patch on the first season. Metascore rating, that's a Metacritic's rating, they're averaging it at 6 out of 10. So a watchable rating, if you like. Yeah, as I said, I mean, I've had to give this 2 goals purely because my own fault. I mean, there was not because it was difficult. It is one of those things that someone did review it and say don't be doing other things. You do have to concentrate a little bit. And about halfway through season 2, there is a flashback to show you what happened leading up to the start of the series. So it is quite interesting. It's sort of not cleverly done. I've seen similar things done. There's a lot of split screens and characters on split screens and things like that, which is obviously pretty old hat now, as it? We've seen it all before. It is quite well done. But this is basically not as confusing as I remember watching season 1 and watching episode by episode. And sometimes I was watching, I was just quite interested as to what was going to go on. It wasn't really dragging me in from the storyline. I was just quite interested to see what the whole thing was going to end up as. I didn't get with this with season 2, because it's more a straightforward thriller. You can imagine if you wake up with no memory of things, you're talking to a straightforward, formulaic thriller basis of a woman trying to find out who she is and where she's from, and obviously certain things are happening to her. Obviously she's that make obviously people wary of her, etc., etc. And as she goes deeper into it, she just gets a bit more worried about what role she was playing. It's well acted. It's lovely. It's superbly shot. I mean, it's again quality wise is superb. No problem with the acting. And there's 2 or 3 of the characters who perhaps might have had a smaller part in the first season appearing in the second season with a larger part, which is nice to see characters coming back, and again some good actors. So is it as clever as season 1? No, it's not as clever, but that's not a bad, in this case, I don't think it's a bad thing. And I think Rotten Tomatoes are being a bit, and the critics are being a bit harsh on it, and I think that reflects in the fact that overall, even though it only got 48% positivity rating, it got a 6.54 out of 10, which is well above a watchable rating for overall reviews. So yeah, I think it's a little bit unfair to compare it to season 1. It is totally different. If you did like season 1 and you want that sort of quirkiness again, it doesn't. I say it's far more formulaic this season 2, far more psychological thriller rather than what would you class the first one as? Psychological thriller with a sci-fi weird sort of element to it. So yeah, I think it's a good watch, and I was a bit disappointed it's only 7 episodes, but it probably works. I think 10 episodes with the story would have been far too long, so the 7 episodes seems just about right. And as I said, I like the way that halfway through it actually goes back and shows you how it built up to how she lost her memory, basically. So obviously it goes back in time, does a bit of flashback. This is where I probably made the error in the first place by falling asleep, because I couldn't for the life of me figure out what was going on, because all of a sudden things seemed all out of kilter. So that was my fault. Yeah, so it certainly was enough for 10. But I liked it, as I said. But if you did like season 1, I'm not going to guarantee that you will like season 2, because it is a little bit of change in tack. But the base of it is still there. There's the same sort of problems, and this Geist firm, and obviously I don't want to give too much away. You've not seen either of these things. Obviously the drug they're producing, this firm. Obviously, it's all about that and what it does, or effect it has on ex-servicemen, etc., etc. So yeah, I mean, if I'd give season 1, I would have probably, I didn't do a review on season 1. It was probably before I was doing my little vlogs, but I would have probably give season 1 a 6.5 to 7 rating, and I'm not going to be any real different with this. As I said, from a psychological thriller point of view, I thought it was quite good. It was a good 3.5 hours, just under 3.5 hours. So it's just a really good watch, good binge watch. You can watch it watch it over a night or a couple of nights, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to give it again. I'm going to give it a 6.5, which falls in line really with the Rotten Tomatoes average and the Internet Movie Database average, which is only 6. But I'm going to be a bit kinder. I'll give it 6.5 out of 10, because I thought Homecoming season 2 was really good. But why not watch both? Obviously, there's 10 episodes of the first one, so you've got 4 or 5 hours, so you can perhaps watch it over 2 or 3 nights. You can watch seasons 1 and 2, and it'd be quite interesting to watch them together. As I say, I didn't go back and watch season 1, so I did watch this a little bit cold, and it was a long time ago since I watched the original with Julia Roberts, who did a great job. And it's a shame Julia Roberts didn't appear in this. I mean that sort of kept you interested in the very first season, I think, because of Julia Roberts being in it. Anyway, please let me know what you think of Homecoming season 2, which I quite liked. I liked it, and obviously not everyone will, but please let me know in the comments below what you think. Please, for all the latest movie news and TV drama news and information on stuff coming out, etc., please follow me on Twitter. I've got 2 accounts, so you can follow me on either or both. It doesn't really matter. At nostalgia_movie or at Charles Deneen. Deneen spelled DINNN, and I do check every couple of days and follow everyone back who's followed me. So if you're after a few followers, I'll do that. And I'm on Facebook on BoardGameGeek with links to MovieGameNostalgia.com, my little website for old and rare DVDs, movie posters from the 1990s and 2000s, and some older board games on there as well. So if you get a chance to spare a couple of minutes just having a look on MovieGameNostalgia.com, a thumbs up to you. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please make sure you subscribed. Make sure you push that notification button so you know when these little vlogs and information things are coming out. And I'll be back with something again very, very soon. So thanks for joining me today. What are you going to do the rest of the day? Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. Let's all look after each other. And this is Bird saying goodbye. Hopefully see you all soon. Bye-bye.